Hello everyone and welcome to Blog Runner Everything and welcome back to the channel and welcome to yet another win for FC Barcelona. 3-0 at home versus Mallorca and temporarily again extending the lead at the top of La Liga, and the performance on the day was honestly about as good as you would have asked for. I mean, was the defending completely solid? No, it wasn't. There were always those moments where it looked like Mallorca could get a goal in this match if they tried hard enough, but Joan Garcia said no, and also Mallorca's finishing said no. But aside from all of that, I think good showing here from Barcelona. Could have wanted more from that first half, maybe, but I think in the second half, like they usually do so much, they kind of just found an extra gear and they were able to take the match away from, Mallorca's reach, thanks, of course, to a golazzo from Lamine Yamal. And of course, late on, we saw Marc Bernal scoring his first ever goal for Barcelona. And I mean, what more could you ask for? And just if we start by looking at the lineups, as usual, there was, I guess you could say, some predictable rotation maybe. Like we knew Flick wanted to give Frankie de Jong a rest, so we got to see Marc Casado start next to Dani Olmo with Fermin Lopez up ahead of them. And Dani Olmo, I have to say, this is probably, in terms of output, maybe the best match that he's had in a minute. It was him who got the assists for the first two goals. I mean, of course, calling that first one an assist, though, I should be honest, is very generous, very, very generous. The defender was trying to clear the ball and then he ricocheted off of Olmo and found his way to Lewandowski. And Lewandowski really was everything that Barca needed in that moment. Just a calm head with a nice, cool, calm, collected finish. And Barca had to wait until the second half for Lamine Yamal once again to find the back of the net. That's now, I don't know, 6 matches in a row that he scored, competitions, maybe 5 just in the league. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches in a row that he scored in now. And, he's honestly finding the best form that I think we've seen him in thus far since, the start of the season. We should put it that way. And the setup today was, like we said, from Barcelona, the typical what you would expect. And Mallorca, on the other hand, were looking to play in something like a mid-block, and it did take Barcelona quite a bit of time to maybe figure out the best way to attack that setup from Mallorca. And I thought that in the first half, a lot of it seemed to be that, Marcus Rashford was the answer. Because, first of all, the first goal came from him trying to, score, dribbled onto the edge of the box, got a shot off, and he had one that was just wide earlier before that. So, he was definitely carrying most of Barca's goal threat from that first half. And I thought it was a bit quieter from Yamal, I should put it that way. And, of course, the double team that was going on from either Moika and Virgili or Moika and Mascarell was, keeping him a bit contained. We could put it that way. He wasn't quiet. It wasn't like he was pocketed, but he wasn't as, lively as we know him to be. And I should also say as well, Barca welcomed three of their former players, 2 of whom came from La Masia, Mateo Morey and Jan Virgili, who, Virgili and Pablo Torre, of course, joined Mallorca this summer transfer window, the one that just last year's summer transfer window. Yeah, that's the correct thing to say. Anywho, I don't really have that much more to say, really. It was as the standard performance from Barca. I thought Eric Garcia and Pau Cubarsí handled Murici pretty well, and it's encouraging to see that. I think maybe we should see this partnership a bit more, Garcia and Cubarsí. Cubarsí definitely seems to be getting back to some of his previous levels of confidence if we're looking at how Cubarsí was playing, especially last season. Because I feel like, the past 2 matches in particular, he's had to go up against, some big mobile number 9s, and he's acquitted himself well, I think. It's been good from him. It was looking a bit worrying at points during the season, but now we're starting to see, I think, his confidence coming back, and his defending has definitely improved. You know, you could see here he's making a lot of clearances, he's making a lot of interceptions, he's making a lot of blocks as well. And that's what you want to see. You know, blocks, recoveries, interceptions, and clearances from, you know, Pau Cubarsí. So you could see the numbers: 1 interception, 4 clearances, 1 block shot, 3 recoveries. Very, very good defensive numbers from Cubarsí in this one, and they were necessary, I should point out, because, you know, during that first half, like I said earlier on, Mallorca did look on quite a few occasions like they would be able to, you know, find a way in behind Barcelona's defense. And I also just have to, I think, give here just shout out honestly to this young man right here, Marc Bernal. He hasn't had the best of times over the past 12 months. We all know what happened, you know, with the ACL injury that he's come back from. But I think that this moment here that he had with this goal, especially just to have, you know, that calmness of mind to, you know, cut back, let Maffeo come flying in, you know, send him for a hot dog. And then, you know, of course, the finish was deflected, but to have that presence of mind as well, just to, you know, not to put too much power into his shot, because that's ultimately what helped him. That block wasn't as effective because he didn't put so much power into his shot. And you love to see it, you know. This is one of the players who we have so many, you know, our hopes are so high for him to be successful. And if he can get back into his rhythm, get back, you know, some confidence, then that's going to be awesome. And of course, today we didn't see Gerard Martin or Ronald Araujo or Frankie de Jong, which maybe could be a clue that they might be starting in midweek. I don't know. We'll have to find out then, because, like we said, midweek for Barcelona, they've got a date at the Wanda Metropolitano against Atletico de Madrid, the semifinals of the Copa del Rey, and we all know how matches at the Metropolitano between Barca and Atletico. It's going to be a firecracker of a match, so we'll be here for it. Aside from all of that, let me know your thoughts on the comments. You know, the performances that you saw today. Is there anyone who you feel like, hey, you left that person out? They did pretty good. And also, if it's your first time tuning in, please don't forget to do the like, the subscribe, and all of that fun stuff. Please turn on notifications. It's important. Otherwise, you probably won't see this video when it goes up, or the next one, or the next one. So do turn on your notifications once you hit subscribe. But thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. And Forza Barca.